Holiday Road Travel Vlog. We are in Zion National Park today, and I think this is our sixth this week.
Seventh
this week.
This is our last one this week, so we're super excited. This is one of our favorite national parks, so we don't have as much time today, and we're probably not going to do any hiking with Deanna being pregnant and my legs being dead from all the hiking earlier this week. So we're going to see the park a little differently, but it's going to be awesome. We had a great drive over here, stopped at a little antique shop on the way.
But toys and comic books, so obviously we stopped.
Yeah, but we can't wait to get into this park. Before we head further into the park, I got to show you guys what I bought. Check this out. There's a little antique store right on the side of the road, right outside the park. Bought some old action figures, some puzzles, some Tabloid the Beverly Hillbillies board game. But you never know what you're going to find on the road. So we didn't take our own advice. We got to the park a little later because we spent some time in Bryce Canyon this morning. So as you can see, we're waiting in quite a line, which we expected to be a little bit more crowded than the other ones. So we'll just do our best to get in as soon as possible. So we are coming in from Zion from the back entrance. So we're seeing new things that we haven't seen before, because last time we just did the Zion Valley. So we just stopped at the Checkerboard Mesa, which is a cool overlook. And we're interested to see what's kind of on the back side of this park. Zion has two of the best national park hikes in the country, Angel's Landing and the Narrows. So last time we were here, we did Angel's Landing, which is actually what started us off on our love of national parks. It was absolutely awe-inspiring and amazing, but we will not be doing that this time. We wanted to do the Narrows, but the Narrows is only open a short time each year because it goes through the creek, and so as the water levels is high, they have to shut the hike down. And it changes every year. So unfortunately, it's still closed. The water levels are still a little too high, but we'll be back again in the future to do the Narrows hike. This is the longest tunnel we've ever driven through anywhere ever. This is just going and going and going. We're in the middle of a canyon or in the middle of a mountain of some kind. I think we're about to see some light. We've been in here the last like 5 minutes. There really is no place like Zion. This has always been one of my favorite parks, but just from the little sliver we got a couple years ago when we were here. And I wondered after going to the others if it would live up to the hype. And live up to my memories of it, and it really, really does. The red rocks are massive. It feels like a red version of Glacier National Park. So like I mentioned earlier, we broke our own rule and got here very late. But that's okay, that's how our schedule worked out. But Zion is one of the most crowded national parks in the country. So there was no parking, so we had to park quite a bit outside the park. But no worries, there's a free shuttle that runs into the park. So that's what we're gonna use. It's just going to be a little bit more of a journey getting there. There's a great little town outside of Zion too, known as Springdale. Tons of eating options, lodging options. It's a great place at the base of the park to set your adventures. So here's the different stops for the town of Springdale, which will then take you to the visitor center, and then the different stops into the park itself. So shuttling in here was actually a lot easier than what we thought. It only took us about 10 to 15 minutes to get to the visitor center. Now we're getting in line for the second shuttle to take us into the valley. We're here at the Temple of Sinawava, which is the final stop on the shuttle. It leads to the Riverside Walk, which is what we're going to do, which would ultimately lead you to the beginning of the Narrows hike. which is closed today. So we can't go any further than that. But hopefully it gives us a little taste of what the Narrows would have been like. And it's a nice, easy, flat, paved path for Deanna. They say these rocks are weeping because the water that's been absorbed into the sediment eventually hits a layer that can't be absorbed anymore, and it just creates this incredible weeping waterfall here into the river. I think what makes Zion so cool is it's the only desert national park that's gonna have this much water. The Virgin River just sweeps through here. It's what created this canyon, but it's also what gives life. All this green that you see here that you don't see at other desert national parks. We're starting to feel a little bit of rain, so while we hope it doesn't come down that much, it might be kind of cool to see some of the water cascading off the cliffs. What do you think, Deanna?
I'm a little nervous about it. So normally this is the area where you would enter the river to go into the Narrows, but as you can see, the water is far too rushing right now to make it safe to go any further than this point. All right, one more hike for the day. We are going to the Emerald Pools, which are supposed to be named that for the color they have thanks to the algae that's in them. So Deanna's sitting this one out. It's about a 2-mile round tripper. We'll see what it looks like. Made it up to this middle Emerald Pool. Pretty small, but worth the hike. Some great views along the way. I do not think I'm going to do the other two, just because I feel like if you see them once, you see them all. Plus, I want to get back down to Deanna, but glad we did it. All right, guys, that's going to end our time in Zion National Park. We just got to the hotel. We're staying at the Fairfield Inn in Virgin, Utah, about 15 minutes from the park. Got a good deal on it, but we're going to go grab some dinner with some friends in the area. Hopefully you enjoyed the video today, but keep watching, subscribe to the channel because we still have more videos left in this adventure.